Good morning, gorgeous people. How are you all doing on this gloomy old Monday morning? If you're new to my channel, I'm Joseph. It's lovely to meet you. And if you are a returning subscriber to the House of Joseph, welcome back. In today's video or tutorial, guys, I'm going to be teaching us how to get 4 or even 5 different foundations just from one powder foundation. It is possible, guys. It certainly is. So if that sounds like something you guys want to find out more about, stay tuned. Before I teach you how to do this brilliant hack, guys, and you won't believe how easy it is, get back onto subject man now. Okay, will do. Been told off by myself again, and it's only 8:05 in the morning. It doesn't bode well, does it, guys? No, it doesn't. Anyway, yeah, no, on my skin at the minute, obviously I've got nothing on my skin because I'm going to be teaching you beautiful ones how to apply a foundation in a different way than how it was intended to be used. And when I do stuff like that, I always like to have clean, bare, virgin skin. So, anyway, this is what I'm using on my face at the minute. It is a niacinamide spray, and there are about 2 or even 3 tablespoonfuls of niacinamide in here, and water, and that's all it's in there, guys. So if you're going to make this, you will need to use it up relatively quickly or keep it in the fridge, stop it from spoiling. You can add preservatives if you want to, of course. And of course, the idea behind having a mega dose of niacinamide or vitamin B3 in an aqueous or water spray for the face are just astounding, guys. I mean, that level of niacinamide will help to reverse the signs of aging. It will help to smooth skin's texture, lighten dark circles. It will help to reinforce the moisture barrier. Niacinamide is such a brilliant ingredient, guys. It's an awesome anti-aging powerhouse, I would call it. Yeah, that sounds good, doesn't it? Powerhouse anti-aging ingredient, niacinamide. So beautiful. And in order to be able to do my, I just put my glasses because they have a tendency to tip backwards and then they're gone forever. Sorry. Yeah, no, what was I saying? Totally gone. I put my hand into the ether, found that thought, dragged it back and planted it firmly back into my head. So now I know exactly what I'm talking about, guys. Okay. So yeah, no, first of all, you'll need to choose your powder foundation. And should we do this one today? I have got 4 or 5 powder foundations, different. Why am I shaking again? Way too much caffeine coursing through my veins, but that's my issue. Yeah, no, this is an amazing foundation. It is very powder and very obvious on the skin. However, with my hack, it's going to look gorgeous and flawless and invisible, basically. And I actually have 2 of these beautiful ones. This one is shade 20, no, this one's shade 40. Can you see that on the back there? And this one is shade 21, and this is as near as damn it to my exact skin tone. It doesn't really look like it in the pot, but once it's on this old face, then it does look amazing. Again, a little bit powdery, but you know, using my hack today, it won't look powdery at all, I promise you. And then I'll do this in the order I bought these, shall I? So then just need to give that a quick wipe, and it's all gone on the floor, typical. And then number 2 was the Max Factor Facefinity, which Susie has had a re-review of over at Fragments Auracle. Again, I'll link her channel into the description. This is my second all-time favourite foundation. It is a gorgeous foundation. Again, it does look really powdery when you put it on the face. And again, I have to use my hack to get the best out of this one. But it is an amazing foundation. Let's move on to number 3, shall we? Rapidly. Oh, number 3's on the floor. Right, I'll go and get number 3 and then I'll come back. Okay. Foundation number 3, guys, is the Lasting Perfection Buildable Coverage Powder Foundation from Collection. And this was something that's ridiculous, like £5, possibly 6. I'll link it all into the description. Everything I use today, I'll link into the description. And finally is my pièce de résistance, the most beautiful foundation I've ever come across. The Rimmel Lasting Finish Buildable powder foundation, and this is in shade Rose Vanilla, and I've got 2 of these. I've got a slightly lighter shade as well. And you will also need, beautiful ones, you will also need, guys, a flat foundation brush. Can you see that? Just hold it in front of my face because I can't, because I've got water in my other hand, and unfortunately I'm not an octopus. I haven't got more than 2 arms. Do you know what I mean? So if I hold that up there, can you see it has to be a flat one, because if you use quite a round one or a dense, a kabuki one, it just won't work the same, guys. So you'll need this one's double-ended, so I've got concealer on that end, foundation on that end. And finally, guys, you'll need a bowl of water. Okay, so if you go and get those, and then go and get yourself a cup of tea as well, because I'm only just revving up, guys. Okay. So what I've done, guys, is I've decided to focus just solely on the Maybelline 24-hour SuperStay Powder Hybrid Foundation. And if you want to, and again, I'll link my first hack on this one into the description down below, as they say. And that's by far my most popular video, guys. It's just incredible how popular that video is. Out of all of my videos, obviously not anywhere near as big as some of the YouTubers, but waffling. Shall I get back onto subject? Okay, I'll do that then, guys. Okay. So gorgeous ones. Without any further waffle from me, shall I get? I'm just going to use a different sponge. This one came with quite a flat thin round sponge, which I just can't get on with at all. And I never ever wear this straight out of the pot, or the compact. But for today's tutorial, I'll try this on first, just so you can see how mask-like it actually is. So without any further ado, I'll get him open. And sorry, this is in shade 21. Quite a cool sort of tone. They didn't have that many shades in Superdrug. As I said, I've got shade 42. 40 T2 TOO, not 42 as in the number. Can you see that one on there? Yeah, okay. So, and my skin's really, really dry at the minute. It's grabbing, so the foundation will probably grab all around my nose. And I don't prime my skin at all, because I don't like primers. They are an advertising ploy. They are, guys. So, you know, I'll get some more on. And what I'll do is I'll just apply quite a bit of this one. Are you all okay, guys? Hope so. Did you have a good weekend? I had an amazing, I always have a nice weekend. I always just enjoy my life, do you know what I mean? I'm not one to complain. I think, you know, if you've got your lot in life, then obviously we all strive to have a lot more, but I can't see the point in, you know, regretting or living for things we're never going to have. Does that make sense? Right, so that's transformed me into a waxwork. Madame Tussauds is calling. Can you see how dense and how flat my skin looks now? And it's just because it's a powder, and obviously it's absorbing light as opposed to bouncing light off my skin, which is exactly what you don't want. You don't want anything to absorb light unless you're after a matte sort of look. But this is it's a full coverage powder foundation. So that's one foundation we've got out of this one, isn't it, guys? And what I'll go and take some photos in a second, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to start doing my hack. Shall I? Okay, I'll do that. This is an amazing foundation, guys. Please don't get me wrong. I love the finish. Can you see that guy's skin? Just awful. Anyway, no, it is an amazing foundation. I mean, look at the way my skin looks really smooth and perfected around here. And on the skin, it just feels amazing. However, if I go outside, I'm going to look like a ghost, or a man who's spilt a bag of flour all over his face, or a man with way too much makeup on, which is never a good look, is it? I'm trying to go for an undetectable sort of waffling. Okay. So what I did, guys, is I just got my damp J cloth, tidied up eyebrows, tidied up facial hair, and I've taken a set of photos. So this one's me looking directly out of the window into natural daylight, and it does look really, really chalky in reality. What do you reckon? This one's me looking to the right, guys. Here's me looking to the left. Here's me holding the camera above my head. Bird's eye view. I guess you could call it that, couldn't you? Just call it whatever you want, guys. And this one's finally flash photography. Wow. Yeah, no, can you see it has perfected my skin, although it does look like a really, really thick layer of foundation on this face. So without any further ado, I'll teach you how to do this amazing hack, shall I? And you won't believe it, guys. It's so easy and just amazing. So my lovely people, so go and get your bowl with your water, water in it, and your foundation, your flat foundation brush. Just make sure it's sopping wet. And I'll just put that one. Where's my my J-cloth in the bathroom? Bugger. Right. So without any further ado, let's get this one open. And what we're going to do is just going to put the brush, can you see that? You can see that sopping wet, you can see the water on it, can't you? It's going to load that into there, like that, and we're going to create a paste. Oh, it's going everywhere. Just maybe be a little bit more careful than I'm being, but right. And what will happen is that most of the water will be absorbed into the powder. Do it this way so you can see. And as it starts to dry or starts to soak in, the foundation will start to get a little bit thick and a little bit more dense. Just wipe on the back of that hand, right? Okay. So let's get this on. Oh bloody, it's gone everywhere. Start painting this onto my face. And by incorporating water, because this is any long wear foundation, a powder or cream foundation, or even a liquid foundation, which is designed for long wear, will have silicones in them, guys. They just will. And there's another agent as well, which I won't talk about now, but that helps to seal the foundation into the skin. And so this is the first layer, and this is foundation number 2. This is an ultra sheer, ultra natural sort of look. And just, you know, just blend it onto the neck And wow, I mean, with the fan blowing on my skin, it dries the foundation pretty quickly. This leaves your skin feeling amazingly soft and hydrated and just refreshed as well, because obviously you're using water, aren't we? I'm using water, I should say. Trying to avoid the areas of dry skin around my nose, but there's an aeroplane flying over. I'll see you in a minute, guys. Okay, all hell's about to break loose. Right, gorgeous one. So that's one layer of that one, using the soaked beauty brush to make a paste with the powder foundation, which I've applied to my face, and I think it looks amazing, doesn't it? Do you remember if I put a photo here of before and then I'll put a photo, a screenshot of me now, here and here next door to each other, so you can compare how flat and how heavy and mask like the foundation looks straight out of the compact. Although now, can you see here the glow? And it just wasn't there before, guys. And by creating a paste, and then using a foundation brush, you can really get into the corners of the nose, or this area here is always quite difficult to access to, you know, temples, ears. Bring the foundation onto your neck too. So we've already discovered 2 ways how to get a powder foundation to come straight out of the compact. Looks okay, but a little bit heavy, a little bit mask-like. Soaking the brush to make a paste out of the foundation. Do you know what I mean, guys? It just looks awesome, doesn't it? Obviously, the colour's a little bit too pale for my skin, but you know, if you're going to do this trick at home, just tidy up my eyebrows. If you're going to do this hack at home, then do try and get a powder foundation which you know is closer to your skin tone than this one is, because this is making me look like Casper the ghost, isn't it? A little bit, but and so now we've got 2. We've had 1 straight out of the compact, and 2 the paste, but a thin layer of the paste to give us a sheer to medium sort of coverage. So should we build this one up and get foundation number 3, the medium coverage, ultra natural looking foundation paste? Let's do that. Whoa, 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 Joseph. Steaming ahead as usual, racing for the finish line. I'm so not, guys, but I'll take some photos and then we'll try and build this one up, shall we? I'll do that. So gorgeous ones. Here's me looking out of the window into natural daylight again. I spend half my life looking out the window, don't I? Here's me looking to the right. Here's me looking to the left. Here's a bird's eye view. That's the newest one, guys. I'm going to use that until I'm fed up with it. And here's the flash photography, the last one. So beautiful ones. What do you reckon? We've actually got 2 pretty divergent or very, very different foundations, haven't we? Look at that forehead. Can you see how glowy it's not? And because it's we've changed the nature of the foundation by incorporating water again, but we're doing it slightly different than using you know, my usual way of soaking the beauty blender first, by soaking the brush. We're just eliminating that powdery sort of look totally from the skin. So should we go in for a second layer? Let's do that. Right, guys, so there's my brush, and again it's soaking wet, so I'll just then create the paste. And obviously you'll be able to adjust. You know, you can get so many different ways of applying this to your face using this soap brush technique, because you know, first of all, you could just get some of that onto the old brush. You could you know, depending on how much water you use or how long you're swirling it for, they're 2 variables, aren't they? You know, that you just get totally different foundations just from one, and by doing this hack. Okay, so let's get that one onto the face, and because it's soaking wet, it just glides on. It makes the most beautiful foundation, guys. It really does. And so we're going for a medium to full coverage now, aren't we, guys? Well, medium-ish sort of coverage, I suppose. And a little bit of this goes a really long way, because it's wet, you know, until it's dried totally, you're about to spread it really easily over the contours of your face. Again, try to avoid dry skin areas. Thanks, salicylic acid. It is amazing, though, salicylic acid. But right. That should do for, let's put that one into my bowl over there. Just let that one dry. And, you know, I mean, this foundation cost something, I think this was £10 or even £11, possibly 15. I'll double check and I'll put that here. I'll link it into the description anyway. And so far, guys, that's 3 foundations. So we've had it straight out of the compact, powdery, chalky, mask-like. We've applied a thin layer. We're using the soaked brush technique, haven't we? And that's given us a very sheer to medium coverage. Now a second layer is given, it's dried now as well, and it just leaves your skin feeling amazing too, you know, and it's not powdery in the least, which is just awesome. And we've also had a medium to more fuller coverage foundation. In a minute, I'll put another layer of this on to get foundation number 4, which will be a full all coverage foundation. Mum's Skyping me again. She's always after me, guys. Here's the penultimate set of photos, guys. This one's me looking out of the window into natural daylight. And as you build it up, it starts to look a little bit more obvious, nowhere near as obvious. So if we applied, here's me looking to the right. If we'd applied 2 layers straight out of 3, like 2 layers, yeah, 2 layers straight out of the compact, it would be really, really, really obvious by now. Here's me looking to the left. Although I don't think it looks that obvious. Sorry, keep looking at the photos. Here's the bird's eye view. And finally, guys, flash photography. Yeah, as I was just saying, you know, as you build it up, it will start to look more and more obvious because you're obviously putting layers and layers and layers of something on your skin, which is not inherently supposed to be there. So it will look obvious the more you put on. However, can you see how it's just made my skin look incredible, isn't it? And it's actually eliminating the lines on my forehead. Because now that the light's bouncing off my skin, there's no powder there to absorb the light, so it's not giving us that flat, matte, heavy sort of chalk-like look. Hope that makes sense. Should we go into and do foundation number 4 and then we'll close, okay? Right, beautiful ones. So I've got my compact, just wet my brush again, and this time, can you see that sopping wet again? Yeah, it is. Just make the paste again, taking care not for it to spill because it will end up all over me as usual. There, and as it starts to absorb, as I said before, as it starts to sink into the powder itself, you'll be able to tip it up like that without the fear of the foundation spilling. God, I waffle, guys, don't I? So I'll get this layer on and just paint it onto the skin. And that one should be plenty. And here we're going for a full, much full coverage, or a fuller coverage foundation this time. And as I was saying before, for £10 or £15 even, we've got 4 different foundations out of this one, haven't we? And it's just awesome, just incredible, guys. I mean, you know, water, how many times do I say that on a daily basis? A lot. I know I do say that a lot, guys, but you know, and because this has got silicones in it, it's the water's just disrupting those silicones, and ow, went in my eye, ow, ow, ow. Are you there, guys? Are you there? I can't see anything. Only joking. It's not as bad as I was making at Drama Queen, aren't I? Taking care to avoid one's eyes, if one at all possibly can. And so that's layer 3 of him on this old face. Close compact up, compact over there, and let foundation dry. And you will need to let it dry. Maybe just give it a few minutes or a few seconds of your valuable time. Then in the meantime, I'll just tidy up the old whiskers and shall I remove the foundation from these brows too. Wow, that's just, let me put my glasses so I can have a close inspection. Wow. Can you see there? It's almost giving my skin sort of a silky sort of, I don't know whether it's going to pick it up or not, but sometimes the camera doesn't show what I can see. Although it's giving my skin a very, very, very satiny sort of, just a beautiful sort of look. So guys, that's how we get 4 foundations out of just one £15 compact. And again, we've proven today that we can we can get a sheer cover, a medium cover, and a full cover using the soaked brush method. I've also shown you how you can work into your nooks and crevices of your face, and basically you just get this at the end of it. Just incredible, isn't it? I'll go and take a last set of photos and then we ought to close. Is that okay? Let's do that. I should have said, guys, that once the water has dried and, you know, left a layer of foundation on your face, you may get strips. And all you need to do to get rid of those is just to finger blend them in. And that way you've still got the foundation, you know, the beautiful sort of look of the foundation, because we've wet the brush, you've got that sort of that glowy, ultra natural look, which is so not chalky, but we've also perfected it just by going in with our fingers and just blending in those because the brush will leave strips and streaks behind, but you know, it is necessary to soak the brush to get the amazing look. So this is foundation number 4, sorry, full coverage foundation. Now guys, in the photos, because I hadn't looked at myself that closely, there's a great big strip of foundation under this eye, and there's a few little bits and bobs on the on my forehead. And as I said, all you need to do to get rid of those is just a finger blend, just a light touch, and then they'll go. So here's the first one. This is me looking out of the window, and yes, I am blind in one of my eyes now because I've just walloped it with foundation or a foundation brush. Here's me looking to the right. Here's me looking to the left. Bird's eye view, guys, bird's eye view, or bird's eye view even. And finally, flash photography. Now then, guys, I have one more tip for you, and it involves the same foundation. So gorgeous ones. Just one more tip for you today. I'm very tip heavy today, aren't I? It's because I love this sort of thing. It just really pleases me. So get your powder foundation again. Get yourself a concealer brush this time. And this is, again, I'll link where I got these from I got this from Superdrug. I think it was something like £8 or £9. Just soak the end of your concealer brush in your filthy old water. Haven't changed the water. I should do really, shouldn't I? Put that one over there. Open up your powder foundation again, if I can. So there we are, and can you see that sopping wet? Just put a drop of that one on there. You can see that drop of water, can't you? And again, we're just going to work that one into the foundation to create the paste, a miracle paste, I'm going to call this, because it really is miraculous, guys. Close that one up. Now there's a lot of foundation on there, so what I'm going to do is just dilute that down by going onto the back of that hand, and then you've got a ready source of foundation on the back of your hand. And what I'm going to do is just to apply some of that one onto my eyelid, a little bit more, and you could even, why not, eh? Wow, that's incredible, guys. And as that dries, as it bonds with the skin, getting rid of that powdery sort of look. What I've done to my right eye now, guys, is I've created a makeshift eyeshadow primer. And because it's silicone based and because this foundation is a 24-hour stay foundation, it will hold your eyeshadow in place all day long. But it won't, because we've gotten rid of the powderiness, the eyeshadow will just glide on there, guys. Whereas if it was more powdery before, if we didn't soak our brush first, the powders would resist the eyeshadow, or they'd make it more difficult to apply. But now that will just glide on there. And again, we've got this from exactly the same foundation, haven't we? We have, you just saw me do that. And we've also got an amazing under eye concealer. And also, of course, it just doesn't stop getting better, guys, does it? You can also build it up. Just amazing. So see if I can cover that little bit. No, I shouldn't really, because that's dry skin. I'm just trying to see if I've got any blemishes on my skin. There's usually loads of blemishes on my skin, guys. But shall I? Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'll just put a little bit more on here. And just work that in. And I don't wear eyeshadow, guys. So I have got some eyeshadows, but and I'm certainly going to be using all of these tips when I become a professional makeup artist. I will, definitely. And these are things I love. Do you know what I mean? I love just playing around with makeup. Just put that over there, and that one. Give fingers a quick wipe over. Yeah, no, I love doing this sort of thing. It really pleases me. It just makes my life so much richer and enjoyable, because I'm constantly thinking as well all the time of ways to you know, to get the most. Oh wow, look at that piece of dry. It just looks awful, doesn't it? But again, salicylic acid will do that to the skin. But let's have a close look at that old eye, shall we? Put them down. Let's do a Miss Marple. Well, it's just awesome, guys. So now, so beautiful ones. The powder foundation that just keeps on giving, or any powder foundation, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But today we've got four foundations out of just one £15 foundation, haven't we? We've applied it straight out of the compact. Looked very ghost-like, very mask-like, very powdery, very obvious. We applied one layer with the soaked foundation brush. Skin looked amazing, really sheer and natural, although perfected and glowy. We applied a second layer to get a more medium coverage, and it worked. And then we applied 3 layers, didn't we? And this is the result now of that one. And we've also used this as an eyeshadow primer. which is amazing, and that will hold your eyeshadow in place all day long. It also, because you're matching it exactly to your skin tone, you will it will give the eyeshadow more of a true sort of look. And also we've used this as an under eye concealer, or any concealer for any area on your skin. I mean, look at that eye compared to that one. I don't really have dark circles under my eyes, but I think you can see a big difference, can't you? And all of that just from one £15 foundation. And best of all, guys, it works with any long wear powder foundation. The L'Oreal do one, the Infallible Powder Foundation, I believe it's called. This is the cheapest powder foundation I've ever come across. I think £5 it was. It would work with this one. The key to doing it though is, to try and get the shade as close as possible to your skin tone. So beautiful ones, that's it for today, and we've learnt loads today, haven't we? We've I won't repeat it all again, but I mean, if you've got a powder foundation and you're fed up with it looking powdery or chalky or cake-like, soak your brush first, guys. It's just amazing. Right, okay, so if you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Similarly, consider subscribing so you're kept abreast each time I release new videos, and all that remains is for me to wish you beautiful ones a gorgeous Monday. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Oh, and do let me know whether you're going to try any of these hacks in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, please. Lots of love. Take care.